From four-time All-Star Vin Baker, who lost a $100 million fortune and eventually found himself working at Starbucks, to Hall of Famer Adrian Dantley, who went from being a millionaire to earning just $15,000 a year as a school crossing guard. These stories show how drastically life can change, even for those who once reached the heights of fame and fortune.
Why you want to be a crossing guard? It's not beneath me. I'm a regular guy. I just played basketball.
In this video, we're looking at 10 NBA players who went from fortune and fame to working normal jobs. Vin Baker. Baker was a four-time NBA All-Star who played for teams like the Milwaukee Bucks and Seattle Supersonics, earning approximately $100 million throughout his career. Standing 6'11" in and weighing 225 pounds, Baker was part of a new generation of power forwards who could handle the ball, shoot from distance, and create plays. Skills that were revolutionary for big men in the 1990s. Baker's rise to stardom was meteoric. After being overlooked by major Division I schools, he made his mark at the University of Hartford, becoming the school's all-time leading scorer. Selected 8th overall by the Milwaukee Bucks in the 1993 NBA Draft, Baker quickly silenced his doubters with his versatility and basketball IQ. However, Baker's career took a devastating turn when he was traded to the Seattle Supersonics. The pressure of replacing fan favorite Shawn Kemp, combined with personal struggles, began to derail what had been a promising trajectory. Baker lost much of his wealth due to alcoholism, poor investments, and reckless spending habits. His on-court performance began to decline dramatically, and by the early 2000s, it became clear that addiction was controlling his life.
I think the pressure of maintaining this level of basketball made me anxious. And I would have withdrawals, the shakes, the noise of the crowd that I would drink during games to maintain an even keel.
Vin Baker's admission that he sometimes played while intoxicated reveals the depth of his struggles with alcoholism. His NBA career effectively ended after brief stints with several teams, and by the age of 35, he was completely broke, having lost his fortune through poor investments, lending money to the wrong people, and funding his addictions. Baker's journey toward recovery began with a spiritual awakening and several attempts at sobriety. Through his connection with former Seattle Supersonics owner Howard Schultz, who was also the CEO of Starbucks, Baker found an unexpected path to redemption. He started working as a barista at a Starbucks in Rhode Island and later became a manager at one of the company's franchises. The image of the 6'11" former All-Star serving coffee behind the counter became a powerful symbol of humility, resilience, and second chances.
Little do people know, man, I was like living a sober life. I didn't care what the job was. I was happy that I was sober.
Baker's time at Starbucks wasn't just about earning a paycheck. It was about rebuilding his character and learning to live life on life's terms. He has since written a book titled God and Starbucks and now works as the basketball director at Camp Greylock while also serving as a Fox Sports analyst. Most importantly, Baker has maintained his sobriety for over 13 years, proving that recovery is possible even from the deepest depths of addiction. Speaking of unexpected career transitions, our next story takes us from the coffee shop to the school crosswalk, where another NBA legend found purpose in protecting the most vulnerable members of society. Derek Coleman. Derek Demetrius Coleman's journey from NBA stardom to community activism represents one of the most compelling stories of personal transformation and social responsibility among former professional athletes. Coleman was the 1991 NBA Rookie of the Year and a 1994 All-Star, playing 15 seasons in the league and earning over $91 million during his career. His fall from financial grace and subsequent rise as a community advocate illustrates both the dangers of athletic fame and the potential for meaningful second acts. Standing 6 feet 10 inches with exceptional versatility for a power forward of his era, Coleman was selected first overall by the New Jersey Nets in the 1990 NBA Draft. His rookie season was historic. He became the first player ever to be unanimously selected as Rookie of the Year, averaging 18.4 points and 10.3 rebounds per game while leading the Nets to their first playoff appearance in 6 years. However, Coleman's financial success didn't translate into long-term stability. In 2010, he filed for bankruptcy after losing his fortune to excessive drinking, partying, and poor financial decisions. Like many athletes, his lifestyle, filled with luxury cars, multiple homes, extravagant parties, and risky investments, consumed the wealth he had worked so hard to earn. Today, Coleman has completely reinvented himself. He now works as a clean water and equality activist in Flint, Michigan, personally delivering water to residents affected by the city's ongoing water crisis. This hands-on form of activism marks a dramatic departure from his previous life of fame and excess. Coleman's efforts go far beyond simple charity. He has built partnerships with other former NBA players and community organizations to provide consistent, long-term support to those in need. His work in Flint is not a one-time gesture. It's a sustained commitment to helping others. Coleman also pursued higher education after retirement, earning a degree that symbolizes his continued personal growth. His transformation from a bankrupt former star to a community advocate demonstrates the power of redemption through service and humility. From the water crisis in Flint, we move to the world of college basketball, where another former NBA player found stability and fulfillment through teaching the game. Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson's story is one of the most dramatic financial collapses in NBA history, followed by a grounded career transition that kept him close to the sport he loves. Anderson, the second overall pick in the 1991 NBA draft, played 14 years in the league and earned around $63 million. Today, he serves as a college basketball coach, earning a modest salary compared to his NBA days. Born and raised in Queens, New York, Anderson was one of the most celebrated high school players in the country. His elite ball handling, vision, and scoring ability made him a national sensation. After a standout season at Georgia Tech, he entered the NBA and was drafted by the New Jersey Nets. Throughout his career, Anderson was recognized as one of the most skilled point guards of his generation, averaging over 17 points and 9 assists per game during his peak in the mid-1990s. Yet behind the success, personal and financial troubles were quietly mounting. After retiring in 2006, Anderson filed for bankruptcy, weighed down by child support obligations for 7 children with 5 women, multiple DUIs, and poor money management. The costs of maintaining multiple households, along with legal fees and poor investments, quickly consumed his fortune. Still, unlike some players who cut ties with basketball, Anderson chose to remain connected. He now works as the head basketball coach at Fisk University, a small college where he mentors young athletes. Though his income is modest, the role allows him to share his knowledge, rebuild his life, and find purpose beyond wealth. From the college courts where Anderson found redemption through coaching, we move to an even more dramatic story: Greg Oden's. Gregory Wayne Oden Jr. represents one of the most heartbreaking what-if stories in NBA history. Once the top overall pick in the 2007 NBA draft, Oden's career was derailed by chronic knee injuries that limited him to just 105 games over 6 seasons. At 7 feet tall, Oden was considered a generational talent coming out of Ohio State, where he led the Buckeyes to the NCAA championship game as a freshman. The Portland Trail Blazers selected him first overall, passing on Kevin Durant, but his recurring injuries crushed his potential and, eventually, his career. The physical and emotional toll was immense. Even walking downstairs became painful, and the contrast between his early promise and his physical limitations led to deep psychological struggles. After retiring, Oden chose not to distance himself from basketball. Instead, he returned to Ohio State, serving as a student manager for the men's basketball team while earning a degree in sports industry. He later became an athlete advisor for EDU Core Sports and Entertainment, guiding young athletes through the same world that once overwhelmed him. Oden's story is a reminder that purpose can be found even when dreams collapse. His shift from superstar to mentor shows that education and service can be powerful forms of redemption. Finally, we arrive at the inspiring story of Adrian Dantley. Adrian Dantley's journey stands out as one of the most heartwarming and humble post-career transformations in NBA history. A Hall of Famer and 6-time All-Star who scored over 23,000 career points, Dantley earned between $10 and $15 million during his 15 seasons in the league. Known for his remarkable scoring ability and efficiency, the 6 feet 5 inches forward was a master at drawing fouls and dominating offensively. His legacy earned him induction into the Basketball Hall of Fame, an achievement that often leads to lucrative coaching or media opportunities. But instead of chasing fame or fortune, Dantley chose something very different. Today, he works as a school crossing guard in Montgomery County, Maryland, earning less than $15,000 a year. For a man who once earned millions, his decision reflects an extraordinary sense of humility and dedication to community service. While he didn't experience bankruptcy like others, Dantley's choice shows that fulfillment doesn't always come from wealth or status. It can come from giving back in simple, meaningful ways. From Starbucks to Flint, from college gyms to school crosswalks, these stories reveal a shared truth among these former NBA stars: that redemption, purpose, and dignity can be rebuilt, not through fame or fortune, but through humility, service, and perseverance.
You want to be a crossing guard? It's not beneath me. I'm a regular guy. I just played basketball.
This simple yet profound statement perfectly captures Dantley's outlook on life after basketball. Despite his Hall of Fame status and the millions he earned during his playing career, he refuses to see any honest work as beneath his dignity. For Dantley, true success isn't defined by wealth or fame. It's defined by humility, purpose, and the willingness to contribute meaningfully, no matter the role.
I definitely saved 2 kids' lives.
The job has meaning.
Oh, it definitely has meaning, and I feel like I'm doing something, helping the community, and it's all about.
Few of the children Adrian Dantley protects each day realize they are being watched over by a basketball legend. His decision to become a school crossing guard is remarkable not just for its humility, but for what it represents. Despite his Hall of Fame status and the millions he earned during his playing days, Dantley chose a community-oriented role over more lucrative opportunities. His conscious decision to prioritize service and personal fulfillment over financial gain sets an inspiring example for other former athletes, proving that life after fame can be meaningful in the simplest of ways. From the school crosswalk, we travel to the open fields of Oklahoma, where another former NBA player found peace and purpose through hard work and connection to the land. Bryant "Big Country" Reeves. Reeves played 6 seasons with the Vancouver Grizzlies, averaging up to 16 points and 8 rebounds per game while earning around $15 million during his career. Standing 7 feet tall and weighing nearly 290 pounds, Reeves was a dominant presence in the paint during the mid to late 1990s. Born and raised in Gans, Oklahoma, a small rural community that inspired his nickname, Reeves' path to the NBA was unconventional. After developing into a powerhouse at Oklahoma State University, he was selected 6th overall by the Vancouver Grizzlies in the 1995 NBA Draft, becoming the franchise's first major draft pick. During his time with the team, Reeves quickly became a fan favorite and the face of the young franchise. His peak years saw him posting solid stats for a team still learning how to compete in the league. Unfortunately, recurring back injuries forced Reeves into early retirement at just 27 years old. While he didn't face bankruptcy, his modest NBA-era earnings and lack of major endorsements likely created financial pressure. Instead of seeking attention or fame, Reeves returned to his hometown roots, purchasing a 300-acre cattle ranch in Oklahoma, complete with a basketball court. This move wasn't driven by necessity, but by a deep desire to live a grounded, self-sustaining life connected to his origins. The basketball court on his property serves as a quiet reminder of his past, symbolizing balance between who he was and who he's become. Reeves' success as a rancher demonstrates that the discipline, work ethic, and focus that once fueled his basketball career can thrive in any field, even one far removed from the spotlight. From the countryside to the business world, we meet Mark Blunt, whose post-NBA story stands out for its entrepreneurial success. Blunt, a 7-foot center, played 9 years in the league, reaching his peak with the Boston Celtics while earning between $20 and $30 million in total. Though never an all-star, he was a solid contributor for teams like the Celtics, Timberwolves, and Heat. When his career ended quietly, Blunt didn't face financial ruin, but he did face the reality that NBA salaries don't always guarantee lifelong security. Blunt's transition into business ownership became one of the league's most positive post-retirement stories. He purchased 2 Auntie Anne's pretzel franchises in Florida, investing $700,000 and later selling them for a $2 million profit. This marked not just stability, but genuine entrepreneurial success. After selling his franchises, Blunt moved into real estate, using his business experience to generate passive income and build long-term wealth. His path reflects a grounded, intelligent approach to life after basketball, one defined by discipline, financial awareness, and steady growth. From franchise ownership to real estate, we move to another kind of entrepreneurship, one rooted in personal connections and people skills. Daniel David Dickau, better known as Dan Dickau, transitioned from NBA point guard to real estate agent. Drafted in the first round of the 2002 NBA draft, Dickau played 6 seasons in the league, peaking with the New Orleans Hornets where he averaged 13.2 points per game and earned between $5 and $10 million throughout his career. A star at Gonzaga University, Dickau used his college fame and professional connections to launch a second career after basketball. Recognizing the short earning window for non-superstar players, he leveraged his relationships and reputation into real estate, an industry built on trust, networking, and communication. His success in this field shows how the same interpersonal skills that help players thrive in team sports can also drive success in business. By building relationships with former teammates, coaches, and fans, Dickau turned his basketball network into a professional foundation for long-term stability. From the world of business, we move to a story of personal redemption and social purpose. Michael "Sugar Ray" Richardson. Once one of the NBA's brightest stars, Richardson's career was cut short by substance abuse, leading to a lifetime ban from the league in 1986. Standing 6 feet 5 inches with dazzling skill and charisma, he was selected 4th overall by the New York Knicks in the 1978 NBA draft. But addiction derailed his potential, turning a promising career into one of the league's most tragic stories. After his NBA ban, Richardson continued playing overseas for 14 years, rebuilding his life and reputation in Europe. Upon returning to the U.S., he dedicated himself to helping others. Today, he works as a substitute teacher in Oklahoma and runs a youth camp for underprivileged children. His work as an educator and mentor reflects a complete transformation, from addiction and scandal to purpose and service. Through teaching and coaching, Richardson uses his experience to guide young people away from the mistakes that once consumed him. Finally, we turn to one of the most surprising names on this list, Scottie Pippen. A 6-time NBA champion, Hall of Famer, and one of the greatest players in basketball history, Pippen earned over $109 million during his legendary career alongside Michael Jordan. Yet even he faced financial struggles, stemming from poor investments and a costly divorce. Though Pippen has denied rumors of bankruptcy, he did experience financial setbacks that led him toward a quieter, more grounded life. Today, he co-owns a livestock farm in Arkansas with his brother, supplementing his income with occasional TV appearances. Whether motivated by practicality or peace of mind, Pippen's move into farming represents a profound shift from the glamorous lifestyle of NBA superstardom. From crosswalks to cattle ranches, pretzel shops to classrooms, these stories reveal a powerful truth. Success after basketball isn't measured in money or fame. It's measured in resilience, humility, and the courage to start over. Each of these former NBA players, whether finding redemption, entrepreneurship, or simplicity, shows that there is life, meaning, and dignity beyond the game.